Good Tuesday morning, pipe friend. I'm going to turn this down a little bit. I'm listening to some little big band swing music this morning while I was getting ready for work and having a cup of coffee. I'm running a little late this morning. It's about 9:15 here at the house. Don't know how long it'll take. I'm going to leave this thing downloading. When I get to work and get caught up, I'll click the publish button and get it downloaded, or get it where it's ready to go. Drinking a cup of good community coffee that I brewed a little while ago. Smoking and I told y'all I was bad about cutting up names. Ramon Alonis. I'm not sure. A little Havana. This was sent to me by Corey Straight Ring, and you can see some of the blooming on it. And I tell you this, from what I've read, and of course he told me it had blooming on it when he sent them, and he said some people think that's a good thing, and in fact they do. I've stumbled across some commenting about blooming, and some of them are very highly sought after. So but I wanted to come and talk to y'all a little bit this morning. As y'all know, I do my very best to live a life that is pleasing in God's sight. However, I fail miserably most days at that. And I'm not, I never try to interject my religious beliefs upon my channel. There are many here that believe just as I do, and there are many that do not believe, and I respect both ways. And whether or not you believe like I do is not going to interfere one bit in our friendship, not anything. So, but like I say, I rarely do. I may say something that pertains to something I've done or whatever, but in my life, and I always try to wish blessings upon everybody. I say God bless at the end of my videos, and that's because I mean that. I hope that blessings come to each and every one of you, and that God does richly bless you, and that things in your life are always for the best. But like I say, I try hard to live a life that's pleasing to God. I believe and I believe in an afterlife. I believe there's a place that's a whole lot better in this old world that we live, that we don't have all these issues and problems and worry and illness. I believe that. I have to believe that because, well, I just have to. I have to. And I respect you if you do not. But as I've said, I strive. I want to get there one day to this place. And I feel the way I've been taught and raised is that you fall terribly short, and we all do, but God forgives us if we ask Him, and He will. However, I can't see myself asking Him to forgive me for my shortcomings and my mess ups in life. But when I do wrong, if I'm not willing to forgive my fellow human being, and that's just not the correct way to look at it. He can forgive me, and He does expect us. He tells us to be quick to forgive. And I have harbored a grudge for the last couple of weeks. I have said and done some things that were not very becoming of a man trying to live a life that's pleasing to God. And, I cannot, like I say, I cannot lay my head down on the pillow at night and know that God is willing to forgive me, but I cannot forgive others. And in the same token, if you ask others for forgiveness and they're willing to forgive you, then you've got to be willing to forgive them too and forget. Someone sent me a message the other day and, was talking to me and nothing bad, and pointed out that Mike had liked one of my videos. And I already knew that. I'd seen it. And that was probably the first thing. There had been some little reaching out done and some comments on one of Mike's videos between Mike and myself. We'd both sort of reached out, and in this childish thing. This has all been childish, but there was some reach out there. And then come to find out that Mike had in fact thumbed up one of my videos, and it set me to thinking. And so we both reached out a little bit, and I said, I know Mike does his best. He tries to do the same thing that I do. I know he belongs to the same type church that I do, and I know that he in his heart he feels the same way I do. Did Mike mess up? Did Mike have foul language? He sure did. Did I? Yes, I did. Did I say some things? Absolutely. Did he? He sure did. And I certainly did. I did more than my share of continuing to do the things that are not. It just wasn't good. And so I have subbed Mike in his new channel. He has subbed me. I sent him a message, a long, lengthy message, asking that he forgive me for anything that I've done to him at any point. And he sent me a message back saying the same thing. And I urge each and every one of you to put this behind you also, and for the good of the community and just being good people, how we were taught, the integrity of and the, well, I'm at a loss for words here, but just the, whether or not you believe like I do, we all have a sense of decency, and we all have a sense of forgiveness, and we all have a sense of kindness toward our fellow man. And, I'm not saying there won't be drama crop back up. This is not the first drama. This is not going to be the last. But from this point forward, I will not be a part of it. And, I count each and every one of you as my friend. And I would not, under any circumstances, I don't want to jeopardize that, because this is, someone said the other day, and it may have been on a telephone call. We were talking in a good way, and Guy's name came up, and I know I use Guy as a reference and as an example of a bunch. I truly like Guy. I truly like that guy, as all of us do. And but as we know, Guy suffered a stroke, and he said this. This is not something that he will mind me saying, because he said it before. He was struck down by a stroke several years ago, left him partially paralyzed. He has better days. Some of his days are better, and some are worse. But he's at home. He's homebound. He's disabled. And YouTube is a very, he has really gotten into this with all of us. And it means a lot to him. And it means a lot to all of us. Even the ones of us that work full time, as a lot of us do. This is still, just like Guy, it means a lot to us. This has become a big part of my life, hobby-wise, that, through the course of social networking, look, you can sit down in your home and be friends with people from all over the world, many different states. We've met each other. We've been in each other's homes. I've said this before, we've shared in triumphs and tragedies. We've came together and prayed for one another. We've encouraged one another. You know, Mike has been he's been a big part of this community. He has helped many people on here. You know, it's part of his life. It's just like it's part of my life now. And this is a great thing, and I love it. And we've got to work toward what I'm getting at with this whole thing about bringing Guy into it. It wouldn't take a whole lot for this community to implode. It's up to us to protect it, preserve it, and keep it where, you know, we can enjoy this for years to come and be lifelong friends here. And so I'm reaching out. I know there's been some thumbs down on both of ours. Mike's had some hard hits. I've had sometimes 4 or 5, you know, used to never get any since all of this started. But I want to reach, I know, and look, I thank each and every one of y'all for supporting me. Mike thanks the people that supported him. We both had people that, unfortunately, drew lines in the sand, and this thing got out of hand. Friends that were mutual friends with different people were having differences of opinion. Some wanted to be friends with both. Some didn't want to comment publicly. I'm sorry, and I know I speak for Mike, that would put y'all in this situation. I'm asking anybody that's friends of me that have thumbed down Mike, showing their support for me. It's not necessary. It's not. Let's go on. Mike's going to do his thing. I'm going to do mine. You may see us commenting on each other's channel from time to time. For the good of the community, we're going to put this behind us. We've made great strides. It's been a tough last 2 weeks, but in the last 2 or 3 days, we have begun to put this thing back together. And we're moving forward, and ask that each and every one of y'all do the same thing. And but like I say, I appreciate the people that supported me, and I know Mike does too. And I don't want anyone mad at me or Mike because we backed up and said, okay, this is what adults do. This is what Christian men do. I hope no one gets mad over that. I hope they don't, you know. But if that's the path you choose, well then maybe it was something that, you know, well, you know, I just hope that that's not what you do, you know, because I'm moving forward, and so is he, and I encourage my supporters and my friends that have stood by me. I thank you, but let's move this thing forward. But like I say, I'm happy. I'm enjoying this new cigar part of the hobby. It's a world in its own. I've been on Cigars for Dummies, and I am a dummy when it comes to cigars, trying to learn all the different terms and terminology. Just like I did with pipes up until a couple of years ago, I was just a guy that stuffed his bowl full of tobacco and smoked it. When I got on YouTube, got into the community or the club, I started learning things about a pipe that I never knew existed, and terminology and whatnot, and it's been fun. I still am learning stuff about pipes every day, loving this community. And now adding the cigars into the mix, it's new. I get on Pipes 101 Cigars 101 and Cigars for Dummy every night and read a little bit, and it's just a whole new adventure that goes right in with the pipe adventure. So, it looks like about 90% of us enjoy a good stick from time to time anyway. So, anyhow, I'm gonna get off here and go to work, get this downloaded. I'm gonna borrow one of Guy Witherspoon's phrases and add with mine. Happy smoking, y'all. Take care. God bless. Thank you in advance for moving this thing forward. Y'all have a good one. We'll catch you tonight.